Your butt out in front of it. We're going to set this right across my mid-back below my shoulder blade. What we want to do is pull the elbows out in front and pull your shoulder blades apart. My elbows are out in front at 90 degrees. I'm going to pick my butt up off the ground, lay back on that roller and roll from the middle of my back all the way up to my shoulders. And I can tilt from one side to another. You're going to try to dig in between those shoulder blades and roll through. You don't want to roll way down past on your low back. You want to keep everything nice and flat and roll through. Now, you may hear some popping and clicking, that's fine. You may feel some knots. If you find a knot or a tender spot, let's call that a hot spot, you're going to focus little itty bitty rolls over that little spot and you're going to try to break that up. A good gauge for this, we usually tell you, is 10 to 15 rolls per area. And so if it's a tender spot for you, we're going to look at more close to the 15 rolls. If it's not a bad area, you're not very tight or tender in there, we're going to go 10 rolls and we'll move right on to the next thing. We're going to work our way straight down now. We're going to sit right on top of the roller. And I'm going to roll my left hip. You're going to place your left hand on the ground. I'm going to tilt just slightly into that. And I'm going to roll right out in the meaty part of my hip area. I'm going to pick my left leg off the ground. I just want to apply as much pressure as I can into that area. And this one may be a little tender for people. So whichever leg you're rolling, whichever side, you're going to pick that leg up off the ground. And just use this hand for balance. You can place the other hand down if you need to. Just small rolls over that meaty part of your hip. This is a great one if your low back or knees are bothering you, your hips bother you. This one right here, a lot of people need to focus a lot of time on. All right, from there, you're going to carry on that same side. You're going to take that left leg, you're going to cross that left leg over, put that ankle on top of the right knee. My right leg's going to be on the ground. It's going to push me. Same hand position. You're going to open that hip up now and roll in there. This one's probably a little bit more tender than the one before. So we're digging way down deep in that hip, breaking up that tissue. Let's go ahead and go to the other side. You're going to go right side. It'll be straight leg first, right hand on the ground, right leg up, roll that right hip. Next, we're going to continue to work our way down the back side. We're going to roll the hamstrings now. So that's from the bottom of my butt to the top of my knee. I personally like to slide this roller over so the inside of this roller is right inside my thigh. It's going to allow me to put a lot of pressure in this. It's a big meaty area for most people. You can also do both legs on the roller at once. So we can either pick ourselves up and roll with both legs or slide it on over. You can use this back side leg, so I'll show you this way. I'll straighten out my right leg. My left leg's going to help balance and propel me. I'm just going to hold my hands behind me. I'm going to turn my foot inside and out. Just roll that whole area of my hamstring. If I need more pressure, just stack my legs. Go ahead and roll that. Several rolls, you're going to slide that roller over and hit the other side. We'll do the other leg now. Nice and balanced. Turn the toe in, turn the toe out, and hit all areas of that hamstring. See if you can find any tender spots. A lot of this for you guys right now is going to be searching around, trying to figure out what's tight and what's not. Okay, well, one more on this back side. We're going to slide it down. I like to do the same thing with this one. You can do both, that's fine. I like to stay on one. We're going to go right from the back side of the knee to just below mid-shin, and we're going to roll that calf area. It's that meaty part of my calf. I'm going to go up and roll. For women, this is especially important if you wear high heels a lot. They're going to be really tight. I also want you to turn it to the outside and roll down the outside of your leg. A couple of common areas that are really tight. Go both sides there. Okay guys, we're going to flip over now. We're going to focus on the side, the upper body, and the front. We're going to do a lat roll. So we're going to roll right up under here under our arm. The easiest way to get into this is to lay it right up under your arm, right where the back part of your arm here. meets your upper back. And I can go straight arm with the thumb up. You're going to lay down on your side here. You're just going to kind of propel yourself with the top leg. It's a real little roll. You're going to work your way over the back and up under there. If you need more pressure, you just pick your feet up and apply more pressure up into that underarm. So, standing up so you guys in the back can see it's simply here. And rolling little rolls. You can even lay back a little bit, try to get the back side of the shoulder. It probably won't take much pressure for you guys to feel this one. It's just little rolls, back and forth. This is probably one of the more awkward ones to get rolling. All right, guys, this one is going to be probably the most painful for everybody. We're going to roll outside of the hip, down the outside of the leg. There's a big, thick ring of fascia here, so it's just a fibrous tissue-y thing. It gets really tight on you. It's going to be painful. Try to work yourself through it. I'll give you several modifications and progressions through it. The easiest way to go about this is to lay right on the side of your hip. Now, if I'm laying on my right hip, my right leg is straight. I prefer to cross my left leg over the top. I'm going to use this as my pressure gauge. So the harder I push with this foot up off of it, the less pressure I have. Then I'm going to stack my feet, and this is going to give you a little bit more pressure. I can also reduce the pressure by moving my hands up, or by laying down. It increases the pressure. So as I'm up more, I'm going to take some of that pressure and put it more this way. As I lay down, I'm going to direct it more right on top of the roller. All I'm going to do there, my elbow will be down. I'm going to move myself with my hands and this foot all the way from my hip down to the leg. And you'll notice as you move down, it gets more tender. We're going to try to go to the knee and then up to the hip. Let's go through a few rolls on each side. Okay, guys, next, we're going to go to the front of the hips. That's a really small roll. We're going to go in the hip flexor region. So if you'd imagine if I was running and my hip creases here, I'm going to focus in that little area there. So we're going to roll here to the outside of this hip. Easiest way to get to this one is slide it on over, place my hip right on the edge of this roller. I pick that foot up, so on my right hip, my right foot's up. And I'm going to roll out and hit that outside of the hip a little bit and roll back forward, applying as much pressure as possible. I can pick both feet up to apply more pressure. I can turn my hip in and apply as much pressure as I can through my hips to apply more pressure than that. So just roll that all the way over, especially for the guys. You want to roll it over to the side and work in the area right there. It's little small rolls. All right, last one here is going to be the quads. So it's just from where we were at, the bottom of just where we were, to the top of the knee and down the front of the leg. You can do both at once, so it's a pretty big area. So we can slide it over again, one leg at a time. Just going to apply the pressure with the right leg, and then move myself with the left leg and the arms, trying to keep it a nice straight line. And play with position, turn the foot in and out. A lot of you probably right down the middle, from here to here, is where you're going to feel it.